blood. It's what ridiculous.
What you should know, just because I'm so beloved among many of the atheists,
it's ridiculous, a little absurd.
Yeah, there's a small cult following of Jack Angstreich, and they participate in cyber stalking me, and they've been doing so for years. And then they have a wider group who like to participate in stalking. So what they do is they find out whatever room I'm in, and then they make a call for people to come.
No, I know.
Mr. Dawkins, who do you consider one of your stalkers here? So nobody asks as a puppet sock for them.
Well, all you have to do is familiarize yourself with the Angstreich groupies, and to one degree or another, I would say most of the Angstreich groupies participate with him in a stalking. It's self-evident. It's obvious to everyone. It's not even, to say it's obvious would be an understatement.
But Darth doesn't have a problem with it, right? He's never even gone to Discord to complain, right? It must not be that big of a problem to him.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, if the participants of this room and other servers, want to inculcate or facilitate, this bizarre behavior and obsession, do what you want, but it's just bizarre.
Just specify. Yeah, just specify what conditions. I wasn't done.
Okay, well, you've been on the mic quite a long time.
You'll have to wait.
We'll wrap it up quickly, stalker.
One more.
Ozzy, what you don't know.
Darwin, you're.
Look, I don't care about the politics between you. I don't care about the politics.
You're hogging the mic and wrap it up.
I need another.
Wrap it up, phony.
So what we're waiting for is for Darwin's deity to provide for us, right, the conditions under which the Christian God.
You're not answering Jack's question.
No, I don't answer Jack. Jack is a well-known stalker.
I'm asking the same question.
Okay, good. Well, I don't answer questions that he originates with because he's a well-known stalker of mine.
Wait. You're not going to answer the question that I have.
Ozzy, I guess you're not aware of the previous history. Jack,
I don't care about your history with this fellow.
Okay, good. Well,
I don't know either of you. This is my first time speaking
I'll explain
to
it some other time. Ozzy, I'll be glad to explain it to you some other time. Now, you raised the issue that you said you didn't know about how we defined impotence. Now, the big hanging fruit is shut up, Jack. I'm talking. I'm responding to Ozzy. Shut your mouth. Shut your fat mouth, Jack. Shut your fat mouth.
Could the person who's in charge of shutting people up be the moderator instead of you, Darwins?
MK is well aware that this guy is a mentally ill stalker, Ozzy, and I know I understand you're not aware.
Darwins, we're done. You're determined not to answer the question.
Okay. No. I'm more than willing.
Guys. Yeah, I'll moderate. Let me step in. Let me just step in here. Okay. I muted you, Darwins, because it was getting off course.
No, I understand. Well, this is what happens when the stalkers come in the room. Okay.
We're just trying to get an answer to the question. We have
And what you've got going on right here, MK, is he's pretending to be normal. Okay, he's not normal. He has been identified on Paltalk by his fellow atheists as being mentally ill. He has been chastised repeatedly for having an obsessive stalking. It is well known on Paltalk that he is a stalker of mine. And now what he's doing is he's playing cool, calm, and collective. And
Jack Angstreich is a very outspoken atheist. He has a very high IQ. His personal interest and hobby is philosophy. I mean, that's his pornography.
No, so I knocked her down, and unfortunately, she seemed to hurt herself really badly. I mean, I wasn't intending to hurt her really badly. I mean, I did knock her down with a certain amount of force, and I knew I was angry and that she sounded like she was in terrible pain. And I actually felt bad, I was very angry that she was ruining my experience of the film, but I thought, she doesn't really deserve to be wailing in pain like that.
I mean, I did knock her down with a certain amount of force, and she didn't deserve to be in all the pain that she was, but I didn't want my movie experience disturbed.
Film for other people. I think everybody has the right to do whatever they want. But what that vision of the world, that kind of Hobbesian vision of the world, what that indicates then is that also means you have the right to stop people.
You know, in that Hobbesian world, we have a right to do whatever we want to do. You see, do you ever heard of Paltalk?
No.
Okay, Paltalk is like Discord. It has some similarities and dissimilarities. It's a turn-based chat rooms. And I would crush atheists. I would just totally destroy them. And he was furious. And so he tried to get me into private conversations. And so I had a couple of private Skype conversations with him. And the guy, his pornography is philosophy. And so what he just throws is he throws out philosophical statements and jargon, but he just hair splits, goes down rabbit trails, and so there's no talking. What he employs philosophical terminology and nomenclature to obfuscate and to obstruct the conversation, no matter which way it turns. So I finally realized what I was dealing with here. Okay, this guy's just simply an obstructionist and a contrarian, and he considers himself, a philosophical. Not a genius, but he thinks he's the most philosophically adept person around. So I stopped talking with him, and that's when he started to stalk me. And he's been cyber stalking me for 5 years. So if I'm in certain rooms where he can get away with it, he'll make a pretense of wanting to join the conversation, and it's simply to fill up the time, so it'll block me from interacting with people such as yourself or that other guy.
Oh my God, dude.
And he has a group of people, anywhere from 5 to 10 people, who are his groupies, who act as his surrogates.
Now the situation with Jack Angstreich is I used to dialogue with him a long time ago. After his what I deem to be persistent troll behavior, I let him know on no certain terms that I would no longer dialogue with him because of his bad behavior. Ever since that time, several years ago. All right, I'll be back. I have to do a family errand.
Great. Let me just correct the record.
You should know. Angstreich here is a well-known stalker of mine on Paltalk. He's been reprimanded even by the regular atheists on Paltalk for having mental problems and stalking me. So you should just know what the situation is there.
Have you been reprimanded for dodging?
He has this little script he follows that when if he disagrees with something, he'll go, "I'm not seeing the connection. What's the argument for that? Though that doesn't follow. It's the same old crap all the time."
If I put up money, say like $100, for you to engage in 1 hour with Jack Angstreich and answer his questions, I'll even give it to charity or something like that. Would you do that?
It's one of my policies not to debate perverts. They'll just tell you a narrative that I put people on my troll list because I can't answer their questions.
Yeah, okay. They said that. I saw that in the video.
Yeah, that's garbage. Okay. The reason why they're on my troll list is because of chronic bad behavior and trolling. Okay. Like there's a video of me screaming at Joe Sonseed that he's an effing troll. That was late at night, and it was an off-air broadcast, but somebody secretly recorded it.
Now, what was my reason, rationale, and policy for not answering questions going back to Paltalk?
Well, I mean, if you're conceding your earlier point, I'm fine with you.
Answer my fucking question!
I
did. What was my policy, reason, and rationale of why I don't answer the questions from the Paltalk Power Rangers?
Dude, I told you I didn't know, and
okay,
that you knew you were conceding your point.
You are now forever on my troll list. You are a fucking troll.
I don't see how that's trolling, but anyways, can we ask Spoken?
Okay, I don't give a shit how you don't see it. Joe Sonseed knows fucking well what I'm talking about. I don't give a rat's behind that anyone else.
What's the point of trying to argue that I don't know what you're talking about?
You're a fucking troll.
What's the point of saying that I don't know?
You know what? You're a fucking troll.
Can you address the argument,
You're
please?
a fucking troll. Did you hear me, Joe?
Okay,
you're a fucking
if you're not
troll.
going to address the argument, can I?
You know what?
If you're not going to address the
Joe,
argument,
there's a warm
if you're
place being prepared for you in hell due to your unrepentance.
if you're
And
not going
part of
to
that is being
address
a
the
fucking
argument,
troll.
Okay. Like there's a video of me screaming at Joe Sonseed that he's an effing troll. That was late at night, and it was an off-air broadcast, but somebody secretly recorded it, and he deliberately tried to piss me off and troll me, and so they recorded it. So this is the kind of crap that they're doing.
What is wrong with them, dude? What do you like? What?
Do you understand that the internet is filled with trolls and stalkers?
I knew there were trolls, but I didn't know to this extent, you know?
Yeah, well.
Like, they've made a whole YouTube channel over you.
Yeah, the guy who does it is a groupie of Jack Angstreich. Like, I'll join a server. They beg people, say, whatever new servers Darth Dawkins goes on to, tell me about it.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And like, what's the point of that? Like, why do they do that?
Because they're stalkers.
What the fuck?
Do you know what a stalker is?
The stalkers, yeah. So, I mean, it's like someone who follows, right? It's like, I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's called cyber stalking because it's on the internet.
So it's like finding where you are. And
right, and they're constantly searching the internet trying to dox me.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with these people?
Now do you know why I don't respond to him?
Yeah, I mean, if it's going on for years, definitely.
5 years.
5 years.
Don't take my word for it. Ask anyone else. I'll go into another server, and 5 of them will jump in the room if I enter, if they see that I'm in there. If I leave, they leave. If I go into another room, they join that room. If I go back to that original room, they go back to that original room. Jack is a rabid anti-theist.
Trying to, I would remove Jack. Jack is the guy you got rid of before. Here's another one. Godless Girl is in here. They come to these rooms, and they stalk me. Steve, can you give me mods now, as you attempted to before I reloaded the room?
Yeah, if you give him mods, I'm
Excuse me, not Steve.
I would not be in a room with Dawkins with mods. That's insane. No offense. But,
okay. Well, he removed one of the stalkers. That's
no, I didn't remove. She left on her own.
Yeah,
good.
And
they will continue to show up.
Yeah, and you know what? They want to engage with him. He doesn't want to engage with them. I understand that. Nobody has to engage with anybody they don't want to engage with.
No, that's false, Steve. That's false. When you say they want to engage with me, you are either lying through your teeth or you are magnificently ignorant, because they just don't want to engage with me. They want to stalk me. They want to harass me. They want to engage in gangbang attack. They talk about anally raping me.
I'm a little confused. Why do you keep coming back for more, Darwins? You know you're going to get ass raped if you come into a room that I'm in, if you come into a room that Hal or Philip or Josh or CK is in. You know you're going to get ass raped, right? Why do you come back? You think it's going to somehow be different the next time? That you're going to prevail? I just don't get it. I mean, are you stupid? Or do you like being ass raped?
They talk about all sorts of perversities about me. They do this morning, noon, and night. And you see, this is why I'm saying Steve is trolling right now, because he is representing, Antonio, he is representing that they merely want to engage with me. And he knows full well that it is a well-known fact on Google Plus that these people stalk me morning, noon, and night.
You're born ugly, like many of these atheist stalkers are. They just have a deep resentment. I mean, have you ever seen pictures of Godless Girl and Jack Angstreich and Hal and Realistic Nihilist? I mean, I don't blame them for being envious of.
Oh man, so they've been stalking you, huh?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
They've been stalking you? Like,
say that again?
Who is this Jack guy anyways? Like, what? You guys met once, right? You destroyed him in a debate. And then from then on, you just never let that go.
No. I said I destroyed atheists on Paltalk, and he resented that, so he tried to talk with me. He tried to win me over, but he just employed his usual tactics of phony philosophy. And then ever since I brushed him off, then he started to I started to ignore him. And because of that, he deeply resented it. So he recruited others on Paltalk to cyberstalk me. Okay. And then he followed me over to Google Plus and then over here to Discord. Did you hear the intensity of the hatred of Gigi when she was speaking about me?
Who, Godless?
Yeah, Godless girl, Gigi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is the kind of people he recruits.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily hatred, it's more of like cautionary. Like what she told me.
You didn't hear her tone of voice?
I mean, it was like she was saying that essentially that you hound people who weren't the most like gifted intellectually, and that
okay, that's their narrative. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that you humiliate them.
Right, that's their narrative.
How did she know you were going to invite me? Because like she was saying in the voice chat, she was like, "Oh, he's gonna invite you," and then.
Well, because how am I supposed to converse with somebody without being obstructed and having them interfere?
That's true. It's a weird.
These people are. Yeah, they are weird.
So weird,
yeah. Yeah.
I just like.
Yeah, and what you don't know is they have been cyber stalking me for years, following me from room to room to room to room to room.
Here's the situation.
Okay?
Darwin has a class called a troll list, and they have got anybody who asks one of these 8.
They hate me with a passion. They don't want me to be able to interact with others.
So they stalk you.
And unfortunately, the room owner of Krillism thinks it's funny. Okay? Now, there are other rooms where that won't be tolerated. I have my own server now that is starting to grow, this room, and they can't come in here. By the way, are you familiar with Google Plus Hangouts?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, there is a flaw in Google Hangouts, but it's deliberate, where anybody can enter the external chat and can remove anybody from the room. I used to own my own I have my own Google Hangouts and invite atheists from the public on YouTube to come and watch the live broadcast. Well, Godless Girl, Realistic Nihilist, her boyfriend, both of which are the 2 biggest groupies of Jack Angstreich, would come into the room and snipe my room.
Guys, so Dawkins' delusion, or Darwin's deity, evolution false, Stephen J. Fooled, whatever you want to call him, just sniped Jack from MK's Hangout.
I have the video on mute, and I'm just kind of watching through it, and it does say in the external chat that Darwin's booted Jack. So I was just wondering, was that an accident, or was that
like I said, Hannah? There's a small clique of people that is predominantly but not exclusively made up of Paltalkers that are obsessed from following me from room to room to room, trying to obstruct my conversing or dialoguing with anyone. And as I said earlier, the obsession continues.
Well, you know what my policy is, right, Nadia?
I think you said you didn't care to speak to them.
Well, yeah, due to his chronic trolling and stalking behavior over the last 2 years.
As I said, Evolution.
You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Nadia. He's interrupting me right now. Okay, so unless it's not clear to you, Nadia, Angstreich is a well-known individual on Paltalk who engages in chronic stalking behavior. Many of the atheists over there have come down on him, not the theists, but the atheists, for this behavior. They have characterized it as stemming from an aspect of mental illness. I tend to agree with him on that. And he knows what my policy position is. He knows I'm not going to respond to him. And so I'm just letting you know now it's clear that once somebody engages in this chronic and persistent behavior over 2 years, I'm not about to change my policy. no matter what histrionics they perform in the room, Nadia.
There's
So I
an
hope my
easy
policy
way.
is
There's
clear,
an easy
Nadia.
way. There's an easy way to test that. To test Evolution
Right.
False's claims, Nadia, which is that he wants to say that it's the person who's asking the questions which is the problem, right? He doesn't want to address me. But of course, my hypothesis is that Evolution False is a complete liar, right? And so it generates a predictive expectation that the same questions and objections that I'm raising to Evolution False will not be answered by anybody who asks him the questions, right? So that, if in fact Evolution False were telling the truth, right, it would seem to be that what would be consistent with his account would be that he could answer the objections should someone else pose them, right? But my rival hypothesis is that this is just a stratagem for him to evade objections that he doesn't have a fucking clue how to answer, right? And we can put that hypothesis to the test right now, right? Would somebody else in the room like to ask Evolution False, right, how there could be evidence for a supernatural entity by showing us how a supernatural entity could be falsified by observation?
In metaethics, moral non-naturalism is never called moral supernaturalism because those are two distinct concepts, and Darwin's was just basically denying the existence of the supernatural by redefining it as the non-natural and asking how the supernatural is incoherent or something.
Rebuttal, Darwin? Rebuttal, dominant debater? Yeah. So I think we know who's telling the truth here.